Hello, fabulous violin students. Let's practice the English canon together. Well, let's first practice the bow. We have a half note and then 2 quarter notes and a slur. So put your bow clip in the middle of the bow, because our half note is 2 beats. It's going to get the entire length of the bow. If you have a really extra long bow, or if you're a really short person with short arms, you might not go all the way to the tip. So somewhere around here is going to be your spot. So half note and then 2 quarter notes and a slur. So quarter, quarter. So each quarter note is going to get a half a bow. So half note, quarter, quarter, half note, and bring when you do the up bow, make sure you get really close to the frog, right around where this winding is right here. And if you have trouble getting to the frog, you might want to put a little sticker right here on your wrist bone to remind your wrist to come up, and do a little bend of the wrist, and that helps us get to the frog with a nice straight bow. So our wrist is very important when we do these long notes like an English canon, that at the frog we have a bent wrist here. And then when we get to the tip or close to the tip, our wrist is a little bit bent this way. So if you find that your bow, when you do a lot of bow, that your bow is sort of going crooked and all over the place, it could be because your wrist is really stiff and you need to get a little bit more action in that. So we will work on that together in orchestra when we gather next time. So it goes half note, quarter, quarter, half note, half note, half note, quarter, quarter, half note, half note, half note, quarter, quarter, half note, half note. Okay, that's it for the bow. Now let's take a look at the left hand. The left hand notes aren't that tricky, really. There's one thing right at the beginning that might be of interest to some of you. We have a 3rd finger on the A string, and the next note is E. And there are 2 ways for us to play an E. We can play open E, or we can play 4th finger on the A string. And the nice thing about playing 4th finger is that that'll avoid extra string crossing. So if I play English canon with the open E, I would have a string crossing here and then another string crossing here. If I use the 4th finger, I don't have any string crossings, and it's a much smoother sound. So I'm going to let you practice it both ways, and ultimately you can decide which way you want to do it, but I want you to practice it both ways. If you're not used to using your 4th finger, what you can do is put your 3rd finger down on the A string and just do some 4th finger taps. And the way we reach our 4th finger is that we have a nice, beautifully shaped left hand that we've been practicing in orchestra together. Nice tall fingers. If your fingers are down here when you play, your 4th finger is so short it's not going to be able to reach it. So we want to bring the fingers nice and tall. If I came by with a little eraser or a little toy or something, I could put it right there on this little bench. So I'm going to make little benches. So if your 3rd finger is a nice little bench here with round, tall fingers, then your 4th finger should be able to reach it. If your wrist is like this, then your 4th finger isn't going to reach it. If your 4th finger is if your wrist is like this, your 4th finger can't reach it either. That's why we maintain this candy cane shape that I tell you about, nice and straight here, tall and round here. Then our 4th fingers, which are the smallest finger on our hand, and possibly the weakest one. We don't use it as often. So we want to do a little 4th finger exercise, and all you can do, every time you get your violin out, put your 3rd finger down and just do some pinky taps on your violin, just like this. And it's a whole step, so it's not going to be right next to the finger. There's going to be a space. Okay, if you don't have a sticker for your 4th finger, you can ask me for a tape, or you can ask your teacher to put one on, just so you know exactly where it goes. So there's your 4th finger. So I'm going to practice. I'm going to play it with the 4th finger this time. And the important thing to remember is that when we play the round, we do it 3 times. 3 times. And I'm going to let the introduction play. There are gonna be many, many parts. There are actually 7 parts going on at the same time. So all you need to know is to look at me and I'll tell you when to start, and then keep track of how many times you play it through. 3 times. And when you're done, you stop playing. Even if some people are still playing. So get ready to play. 3rd finger on the A string, near the frog, get a nice bent wrist. 1, and ready, go. On D. We'll do it again. 3 on A, 4, 3, high 2, 3. E string, 1, low 2, open E, 1. 3 on A, 1, 3 on D. Let's do it one more time. 3, 4, 2, That was it. That was 3 times. The music keeps going because someone else is finishing the canon. Okay, so have fun practicing the canon. Use your music, use this video to practice, and get it all learned and memorized so we can play it together. Bye-bye.